Hey gadget groupies, it's time for another FFC vlog. These are the video blogs shot using the front-facing cameras on the various phones and laptops and tablets that we get to test out here on Some Gadget Guy. And this vlog is being shot on the front-facing camera found on the Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge Plus, which is almost identical in performance to the one found on the Note 5. And you should absolutely check out the video quality settings below this video because this front-facing camera shoots quad HD video, 2560 by 1440. And for this vlog, I want to talk about cameras again, not necessarily the optics or the technical qualities or the editing potential on our smartphone cameras, but the psychology behind where smartphone cameras have been and where they are today. Something really interesting happened recently for my wife and I wanted to share my thoughts on that experience and then also get your thoughts on where you think this technology has gone. If you've been keeping up with my podcast and The Weekly on Bored at Work's YouTube channel, you would know that my wife and I just brought home our very first child, a little baby girl. These are her feet, they're so small. And as you would imagine, a first child is a pretty big life experience. I'm exhausted. I think I look terrible. I haven't gotten a good night's sleep in over a week. We have this tiny little person that we're taking care of. We're keeping her safe. We're keeping her fed. In these early days, we're wanting to document as much of what's happening as possible. The immediacy of a moment, capturing a facial expression or that baby yawn. Those first couple days in the hospital, going through our first diaper changes and our first feedings. We're so sleep deprived, I don't know that I could have trusted my short-term memory to actually transfer those moments and those experiences to long-term storage. So I had cameras on my daughter as often as possible. While we were in the hospital, I was armed with my LG V10, my Galaxy S6 Edge Plus, and a Samsung mirrorless camera, my NX30, which I shoot most of my video reviews on. But without even thinking about it, whenever I wanted to capture a moment, more often than not, I was reaching for a phone than I was reaching for my really nice camera. This always felt like it was just a little farther away or took a little more time to prep. Now, once we got home and I wanted to stage a nice portrait, obviously I went for this camera. The optics, the lens selection, everything's just going to be a little bit nicer and a little bit more controllable from a camera like this. But in the hospital, this seemed to take me out of the moment less. It became less of a barrier to interacting with my daughter. I was closer to her. I was still able to look her in the eye. There wasn't as scary a thing pointing in her face. My really super nice, awesome mirrorless camera just made me feel like I was at more of a distance from the moment that was actually happening. Like I wasn't participating in the moment, I was just trying to capture the moment, and that's not really what I wanted to do. It was such a profound psychological trick that these phone cameras are now not just good enough, like they can be used in a pinch. I never felt like capturing those moments were compromised. I felt like this was doing a really good job of still documenting really important events from my family's history. That for me represents a major threshold, especially for being kind of the optics snob that I am. Always picking the right tool for the right job and the best possible experience. But honestly, for a lot of those setups, this was the best tool for the job. And it took me out of the moment less than my fancy camera. I've mentioned this a lot in a number of my other camera reviews and editorials, but we need to move beyond these just being phone cameras and good enough, or the best camera is the camera you have with you, and really start talking about them as the content creation tools that they're becoming. We've been in a constant state of evolution where these things are getting really good. And it was just further evidence that we really want to respect the fact that maybe the only camera a person might own is the one bolted onto the back of their phone. It was a really important realization for me to share with you fine folks because I've always really respected the conversation and the commentary that I've gotten when it comes to our phone cameras. So I really want to hear from you. Have you found that your behaviors have changed significantly over the last couple generations of smartphone? Are you reaching for proper cameras less, or are you finding that these things are still limited for the styles of photography that you engage with? Definitely drop me a comment down below this video because those are the conversations I love getting into. And just a reminder, this FFC vlog was shot using the front-facing camera on the Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge Plus. And again, going through Samsung's front-facing camera strategies and solutions, I still think they are the top of the pack right now for front-facing cameras. The exposure is so much better than what we've seen on LG's. I haven't had to manipulate lights as much to get the proper exposure on my face. And then the quality settings are just insane. Still one of the only options that I know of that can shoot quad HD video from the front-facing camera. So especially for you folks out there who are interested in doing things like vlogging, I think this is a much better solution than anything else that's being offered by LG or Apple or any other manufacturer right now. As always, folks, thanks so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe for more rambling vlogs like these. And I would not be able to continue producing on this channel if you all weren't out there supporting it, either by hitting the fan funding, shopping for a loot crate, or grabbing yourself a free audiobook using the links down below this video, or by sharing my videos on your favorite social services like Reddit and Facebook and Twitter and the Googles Plus. So please keep bringing more cool people to the party. Hit that thumbs up button, and I will catch you all on the next vlog.